I welcome you to the tutorial once again. In the last tutorial, we took a look at understanding the terminologies of the domain flipping business. This time we are going to be looking at the types of valuable domain names that you should be buying, and I want you to really pay attention to this. Now, here, looking at the screen, you see 6 types of valuable domain names that you should consider buying as a domainer. The first one are the brandables. Call them brandable domain names. Now, brandable domain names are domain names that are like catchy. They are very catchy, and any business can brand them. Take for instance brands like Verizon, from Horizon. So these are brandable domain names. Then we have Flickr, Flickr, with the removal of the E inside, also very brandable. So these are brandable domain names. They're always very catchy and good for startups. Then we have the exact match domain names. These domain names used to be very popular because you get a keyword that you are optimizing for, that people are searching for, and you get it and build a website on it, and it's really good for business. And until Google clamped down on that because it was being abused. Right now, exact match is still functional, but it is quite really, because if you're optimizing for keywords, for a keyword like, let's say, like weight loss, and you have weightloss.com, that's an exact match, and you are optimizing for keyword, you could really get it wrong in the long run, and Google might clamp down on you, which they would if you are not careful with your backlink outreach. So in this era, right now, exact match is still good, but it's a risky thing to go after. And whether it's a generic name, Google is now much more concerned about content, about the consumers, not just the searchable keywords. So that's exact match for you. You should be careful when you are going for these. Then we have the partial match domain names. The partial match domain name is when you meet up a keyword that you are optimizing for with your brand. Take for instance our brand. Let's say our brand Mega Rich. You now have something like Mega Rich SEO. SEO is a keyword. Let's say we are targeting and search engine optimization SEO. We now have Mega Rich SEO. That's a partial match domain name. Then we have SEO worthy. Now these are domain names with loads of backlinks and traffic, and they are usually aged, and they are usually aged domain names. Now this is really good to go after, to buy, because almost everyone needs them. Almost everyone needs SEO worthy domain names, because they have loads of traffic already going on there, and with loads of backlinks, they can be used for a good number of purposes. It can actually be branded. It can be branded. It can be used for PBNs or teamed network of sites. It can even be used for an AdSense and business or an affiliate site, for whatsoever. It can be used for anything. So I do go for SEO worthy domain names. I really look at and watch out for them and research them and buy them. Then we have geo-related domain names. These are domain names with geographical inputs. Take for instance, you have Chicago lawyers, so it's geo-related. Having Washington, you have anything you have like SEO Lagos, just generally it is geographical located. You are targeting a particular geographical region. So any domain name that targets a particular geographical region is geo related, and it is actually very, very, very hot, and local businesses are going for them. If you have an SEO worthy geo related domain names, you could build on it and rent it out, and it's really, really, really cool. Good domain names to go for. Then we have the investable domain names. Now these are domain names that have high investment values. We are looking at domain names like Apple, like computer.com, like Microsoft. You see, these domain names are like snapchat.com. So these are domain names of high investment value. Now imagine, say Apple, they want to sell their domain names. Of course, a whole lot of investors, domainers, are going to be going for it, because they know that if they buy such domain name, let's say they buy it for even a billion dollars, which is, Apple is actually far from the domain name. I'm just citing example. Let's say $1 billion, they can buy it, and in the next few weeks, next few days, sell it off for like $2 billion. Now this is what I call real investable domain name. So these are what the big boys, they actually go for. They buy high-end domain names, highly investable domain names, and sell it off. You discover that the money that a highly investable domain name like that is picked up and sold, say you just get one and you make a profit of like $300,000 on it. It's like getting 10 to 50 domain names that you are flipping at $200,000, $1,000. You just get the same profit for just one domain name. So but getting investable domain names comes at a high price. You need to put in money to get them. So these are the types of valuable domain names that you should consider getting for yourself. Now when starting off, you might go for like the brandables, the SEO worthy, and geo related. These are really, really good. Now when it is the high-end domainers, the big boys, that go for the investable domain name. So thank you and God bless. And this concludes the first part of the training, and we are going to be looking at the second part when we get back, and we are going to be taking a look at researching and buying of domain names. I will show you how to do proper research and how you can buy premium domain names. Now this part of the training is very, very important. The first part, we got familiar with what domain is all about, the ins and outs, the nitty-gritty, and all those jargons and jazz relating to domain flipping. This time around, we are going to be really, really diving into it and looking into research, how you research domain names, and how you research and buy these domain names, what are involved, everything, all the jazz relating to researching. And we are going to be going a little bit technical, no techie in this part, but it's not something you should be scared of. It's actually going to be very, very fun. So once again, I say thank you, and see you in the part 2 of the training. God bless.